everyone, I hope that you are doing well, especially during the sanitary situation we are going through. And I also hope that everyone respect the secondary quarantine. Please stay safe, stay at home. I know that it's very hard, I know that it's very complicated, but the most important is to take care of us and so of you, okay, guys? So today, as you can notice, we are not on our usual TV set but on this digital platform in order to realize our debate program. So let's call our two guests of the day, Ayako Lee and Leticia Nero. Hi, girls.
Hi.
So we have Ayako Lee, researcher and specialist in Oriental culture, and Leticia Nero, researcher and specialist in Occidental culture. How are you, girls?
Fine, thank you. Thanks for inviting us today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, sorry, for us to be able to answer your questions in this program.
Thank you, girls. It's a pleasure for me too. So, first of all, let me thank you, girls, for having accepted to shoot this debate on this through this digital way. I know that it's very difficult, but as we say, we will survive. So we'll continue. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So today we will discuss the contrasting effects of culture on consumer tolerance. So I will introduce first of all the subject. So usually, as you all know, when we thought about intercultural, the two societies that come to mind are collectivist and individualist. Sorry. So based on this observation, we have drawn various conclusions, such as, for example, the fact that Asians who are considered as the collectivist society are easier to satisfy and for their consumption. And so,
Excuse me, but I can't let you say that. In fact, you're making a generalization without taking into account the different factors.
okay, so tell me more deeply what you want to say.
Yes, in fact, numerous studies were then conducted to show that there are some nuances to be made in this area.
Okay.
And indeed, two cultural trends were highlighted. So it was the concern for faith and the belief in fate.
Okay, so it's very interesting what you say. So can you tell us more about these two concepts?
Yes, of course. So to explain it as simply as possible, these two trends are characteristics possessed by the two different cultures. Concern for faith is a concept related to the need for social acceptance. According to Goffman, faith refers to a positive image of self that is affirmed through interaction with others. As a social resource, it cannot be claimed unilaterally. And on the other hand, you have the second concept, so belief in fate, which is related to the belief of a transcendent being or thing that will decide our lives for us. For example, when an unfortunate event will happen to you, if the concept of BIF is really ingrained in you, you will say something like, oh, I was unlucky, or it's a fate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I may, I would like to add something to what you said, Ayako.
Yes, of course.
Indeed, among the many studies that we can find on the subject, it has come out that these two characteristics were indeed present in both societies, but a more or less high level. So let me explain. Let's take the example of individualistic societies, such as Western countries, for instance. The BIF effect is often not very high because they tend to place more value on science and rationality, and therefore much less on a mystical explanation.
Okay, so I really understand, girls, what you want to say about these two concepts, but I have a question. So, how, in concrete terms, these two characteristics or these two concepts have an impact on consumer, excuse me, tolerance?
In fact, the time when these trends have an impact on you is during a service failure. So, a service failure means a failure by the person mandatory to deliver any part of the services in accordance with any of the minimum performance levels, human contact, and or any of the minimum service levels. So this service failure may be due to a cause that is either social, that means, for example, in the restaurant, the waiter is not friendly to you, or non-social, always in the restaurant, the dish you ordered is no longer available. So the degree of the BIF and CIF
Yeah.
and CFF, sorry, Concord in you will have a more or less aggravating impact on the dissatisfaction you will feel. But it doesn't stop there. Since these contracting effects of culture are sensitive to relevant contextual factors, such as the presence or absence of people around you or a brand name that suggests fate.
Okay, so girls, sincerely, I really understand why, for example, I echo early took me back because I admit it was incorrect to say that Asian, for example, are easier to satisfy than European or Western society, for example, because as you explain, girls, there are different factors that we have to take into account when we talk about these two kind of societies. So, listen, thank you for your time and to answer our question on this subject. So now I will let our public to discover more deeply this topic. So I will launch the presentation, the contrasting effects of culture on consumer tolerance. See you soon, girls.
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you.